Unware.
Facebook.
Facebook? Okay.
Episode 305.
Got it.
And we're live.
Hey everybody, this is Gary Bay, Nerd Chuck, and this is episode 305 of the Ask Gary B show. And on this episode, we have a wonderfully handsome, talented, and really good dude, actually, as I've gotten to know him. Jesse Palmer is in the building, and we are going to be taking phone calls on Facebook Live. So if you're on Instagram, which I know, DeSimone, you're holding them up, if you want to put your phone numbers, if you go over to facebook.com/Gary, we are live on Facebook. You can ask your questions. We're going to sneak a couple in. But for the very few that don't know, Jesse, why don't you give everybody a little bit of your origin story, comic book number one. Who are you? And then I'll go into some questions, and then we'll open it up for everybody.
Wow, yeah. This is, first off, 305.
Yes.
It's a good area code. It's a good number, 305. Yeah, so my name's Jesse Palmer. I grew up in Canada. My origin. Dad was a football player. Mom was a model. I grew up playing football.
It's a great starting.
Yeah,
it's a good first page of the comic book.
Started from the bottom now. No, it was good. And my dad played pro football. It's what I always wanted to do.
I've always secretly wondered why you're so attractive. Right, you're mine. Now I get it. But your dad's probably.
Ironically, though, I look more like my dad. My brothers are really good looking.
Yeah, you think you're the ugliest in the crew?
For sure, and shortest.
Really?
And shortest. I wear a lot of hair product for a reason.
Your hair's awesome.
Yeah, no, it's a ton. I get 4 inches of that bad boy.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So yeah, I played football at the Florida Gators, played with the New York Giants, played with the San Francisco 49ers. Today work for Daily Mail TV, ESPN. I do some Food Network stuff as well on camera. Live here in New York City. I've been here since 2001, since I was drafted. I love this city. I love traveling. I love food, history, architecture. I love wine. I see you got the Empathy Rosé. So we're in a good place. Yeah, that's basically it.
Straight to the point, because I think it's super interesting. As I hear you say your origin thing, like, obviously, I bought a company, Vayner Talent, you come, so now we're doing business together, you're in that world. This is, and you'll get a sense of how I want to do this podcast, like I like shooting it straight. Like, The Bachelor's a big fucking show. Mm-hmm. It's a big deal, and you just told your origin story and it's not there. This is a very actually selfish question, because I grew up in a family business where I built my thing. For a long time, there were certain things I didn't say and did say, and they were very specific reasons. Do you not bring that up when you say, like as you walk through all those different things you said, do you not bring it up because you're excited about like showing, like, let me tell you why I'm asking this. Mm-hmm. I've turned down an incredible amount of television shows in my life because I knew that if I did it, I'm so confident I thought they would all be hits. So thus, I said, shit, if I do this show, I'm going to be known as this person for a decade. I have all these dimensions to myself. Mm-hmm. I'm going to have to work for a decade. That's why I never did a wine show on the Food Network and the Cooking Channel and the ABC. Like, I had all these crazy wine show offers, and I always said no, because I was like, fuck, it's going to take me a decade to tell everybody I'm not the wine guy.
Right.
When there's something that pop culture, is that like conscious, subconscious? Was that on purpose? Like, do you like think about like, hey, I need to make sure I don't want to be pigeonholed because it's something so big, or did you just skip over it randomly? I'm very actually curious.
No, yeah, I think
Is that fair? Do you understand where I'm going?
Oh, totally. I think it's totally fair. I completely acknowledge. I mean, that show definitely, I think, shaped my career professionally on TV with where I am now. Yes. No doubt about it. So doing that show, it was, I think, back in like 2004 when we did it. And I know, dude, it's crazy. It's crazy how much time has flown by.
I legitimately want to end the podcast and just like jump out the window. I can't. If you told me that was 11 years ago, I'd think.
No, that was 14, 15
14
years ago.
I can't do math.
I know.
Holy shit, that's how rock I am. I can't do basic math.
Time has flown. I think
you were a bachelor in 2004.
I think I was bachelor number 5.
You know what's funny about that? Crazy. You know what's funny about Andrew Myers show, right? Like the wine guy. Yeah. You know about that? He was like number 2 or 3 right before me.
I think like right before. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So
Or I don't know. I guess maybe the way I'm thinking about that is like who I am.
Yes.
I don't really, I didn't grow up wanting to be that or do that.
How early did you want to be a football player?
Oh, since I was 7.
And where are you in the brother lineage? You're
the oldest and shortest.
And everybody wanted to be a football player, or no?
No, me. I did. Middle brother Billy did. I think kind of. Christian did not. I loved it though. Like that was my
Right, it was like your
end-all.
dad.
Dude, well,
Your dad
it was
played in
mostly
the
because of
CFL?
that. Dad played linebacker in the CFL, so I.
Did he ever play in the NFL or work out for
No,
NFL teams?
no, he's Canadian, straight in the CFL. So I used to crawl into his closet and put on jerseys and helmets, and kind of find them in his closet. The cool thing about the house where I lived growing up is that if you came into our house, you had no idea my dad played football. There were no pictures. You know, like a lot of athletes, a lot of celebrities put pictures of themselves up all over. They have like framed jerseys and trophies.
Exactly. Yeah.
We didn't wrestling players. we didn't have any of that. It was only that closet, so that's where I found it, and then kind of just got curious about it that way, and then.
Did you love the CFL growing up?
Loved it. And
who was your squad? I mean,
it was the Ottawa Rough Riders, where I lived. J.C. Watts was the starting quarterback for the Ottawa Rough Riders, who ended up becoming like a Republican from Oklahoma. He was a great player with the Sooners. Yeah. So that was my dad played with Conridge Holloway and John Huffnagel, and
what about Warren Moon?
He played against Warren Moon. He played, and so he used to take me to these games, and I was just like the little kid that was in awe.
When did you know the NFL existed?
Oh yeah, I knew it. Ottawa's sort of weird. Canada's interesting because obviously we don't have a team.
Yeah.
A lot of people in Canada have allegiances to teams, oftentimes in cities they've never even visited in their lives.
Yeah.
For instance, all my best friends to this day back home somehow are Cowboys fans. It makes absolutely no sense to me. I would invite them to our games when I played on the Giants and have to ask them not to wear an Emmitt Smith jersey or their Troy Aikman jersey.
Well, this is the big issue for me right now with my brother and I having the football representation business. Like, if any of these kids that we rep become Patriots, I will never talk to them again. I get it. Like, allegiances are interesting.
Or just like fake it.
Yeah, I'm not
for 3.5 hours. I just need you not to like just don't.
That's crazy.
Tony Romo was a touchdown. Just don't
go nuts.
Yeah, throw your popcorn all over Tiki's wife. Like
Exactly.
it's just that was sort of it. So, I mean, I kind of started getting more into the NFL probably when I was around 9-10 years old. It was right around the '85 Bears season. When the '85 Bears won the Super Bowl.
headband?
Oh yeah, I was huge Jim McMahon. Yeah. I got a Walter Payton jersey.
The fridge.
Yeah, like
the whole thing was
like Singletary, the fridge, everything.
Dance.
It was just my Ditka.
Yeah, the whole thing.
Yeah, still maybe the greatest team ever.
Yeah, it was the most pop culture team ever.
Yeah, no, Super Bowl shuffle, phenomenal.
Yes.
And so that's sort of when the NFL. I started watching more of the NFL then.
What are you most excited about right this minute? Obviously, you have this incredible TV career. You're doing a lot of content. Like, what's most exciting right now?
I think for me, it's social media for me.
Really?
Kind of a late bloomer to it. Totally.
Never had. Yeah. Imagine how pumped I am right now.
Yeah, no, it's great. I mean, like
these characters have been able to finally convert you a little bit.
They have, yeah. Well, they've been teaching me stuff still.
Good.
Link in bio. This is a term that I started
Link in
all
bio,
these terms.
Go ahead.
Swipe up.
You're starting it.
Well,
I
didn't have MySpace.
And this is a little bit
I
of
got Facebook late. I'm late.
No, it's funny. I think, the first time we met after I made the acquisition of the company that brought you over into the Vayner world, there was a point I wanted to make. I was listening to you about your thoughts on this, and I remember like, oh, he's going to love it once he realizes he's in control. Right? Like, that's the beauty, is like, you're just in control. You're in control of the content.
Right.
The end. And I think that is super powerful. I really do.
Yeah, so it's exciting to kind of delve out there and do
you can
more.
also show,
We're doing some vlogs and kind of opening it up.
You have so many avenues to your world. It's you have to convince a Disney, a ESPN, an ABC, CBS, NBC, Dish Network, Daily. You have to convince them when you're a talent of like, hey, I like food, I like this stuff. They have to decide. In social, you just post a picture of an incredibly interesting dish you're having and write 4 amazing paragraphs about it, and now the world believes you know something about food.
Yeah.
It's control.
Yeah, it's interesting. Well, it's fun, and it's obviously everywhere now. So Alex and Stefan and the guys have been kind of holding my hand through this. It's been fun. It's been good.
What was the switch? What built the momentum for you personally?
With social media?
Yeah. You're like, oh shit, it's just actually here forever, and I have ambitions, and like I don't want to be the old man that just puts his head in the sand. I'm being serious.
Totally. Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably some of that, and just listen, I'm really busy too.
Yeah.
Some of this, I think, social media for some people is just, it's easy. They do it in a couple minutes and they put it down. But I think other people live it, and I know a lot of people that live it, and I don't have time.
Well, the good news is, then don't do it.
Yeah.
People ask me all the time, like, what are you doing? Like, some days I can do it for 15 minutes because I'm in between. Like, when I'm in New York, I'm so much less involved in my social. When I travel, I take advantage of, like, flights or, like, being at the airport. Like, it's just hacking, you know?
Yeah.
What's happening in pop culture right now that's interesting to you? Like, what's on your radar? Are you consuming any content on Netflix? Like, what's your favorite Netflix show?
Oh, so dude, I'm late. I just started season 6 Sopranos.
Oh, you're doing
I feel like everybody should watch that.
The whole thing?
Yeah. I binge watched everything.
So you never watched Sopranos, and you started season 1, episode 1 when?
Lived in Secaucus, New Jersey, dude, like rookie year 01. Started, like that show was going on when I was playing on the Giants.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a reason why I didn't watch.
How many years were you on the Giants?
4 seasons, 5 years before I went to San Francisco. But they were everywhere, man. I was just kind of like, dude, I enough.
Yeah.
I'm not getting into it. Well, now I'm going back, and I totally get.
It's
so good. Yeah. So, I mean, like, I binge watch a lot of shows. When I was working at GMA, I had to interview the cast for Game of Thrones.
Yes.
In, like, season 6.
Yeah.
And I hadn't seen an episode.
Yeah.
So, like, I literally watched 6 seasons of Game of Thrones, and literally, like most Thronies, by, like, the second episode, I was totally in. Like, these are great shows for a reason. If you're not watching the show, like, there's probably, you probably screwed that up.
Yeah,
at some point.
100%.
But today there's so much content.
Unlimited.
There's so many shows. You can't watch all of them.
No, you can't.
You can't. So I gotta get through Sopranos, and then I have to watch the new season of Billions, get back on that, and then get ready for Game of Thrones.
You're fired up.
I mean, this is it's on a calendar.
Where are you right now with your passion? Where are you right now on football? Like, do you have a favorite NFL team?
Giants are my favorite team because I played for them, but really deep down inside, the Bears are the Bears are my
So the 85 team got you, and you were a Bears fan growing
forever.
up.
Still a Bears fan.
So, like, very simply, NFC Championship game next year, Giants-Bears. You're rooting for the Bears?
I'll root for the Giants, but if the Bears score, it won't make me upset.
So that means you're a Giants fan?
Yeah, which I feel is right.
You know, you're about to go through a nice little couple of years. This feels like a rebuilding. It's going to be really interesting to see how they build now.
Who's that?
The Giants.
Oh, I know. Stefan and I were talking about it earlier.
Stefan, you're a Giants fan?
I mean, no football.
He wanted to know about, everyone's talking about OBJ and that move and the significance of that.
Well, Gettleman's an old school GM.
He was there when I was there.
Yeah,
he is. And so, and
there's a lot of dynamics.
A lot of me respects that. And of course, he was part of the team that drafted me there. So a big part of me feels loyalty to him. And the rest of the front office were there. And of course, all the guys that were there. It's funny. I get how, there's so many Giants fans right now, I think just want to know why. Why are they trading away Olivier Vernon? Why are they trading away Landon Collins? Or getting rid of him? Why are they getting rid of OBJ? What's the plan? What are we doing at quarterback? What's going on? And he's kind of keeping everything close to the vest.
Yeah.
Golden Tate, there have been some recent additions. It's...
Do you have a second favorite sport?
I love UFC just as a fan. I love watching UFC.
Did you grow up a boxing
and soccer.
fan?
Yes.
How old are you?
I'm 40.
Right.
When I grew up, the heavyweight division was
Tyson,
awesome.
Yeah.
But I think that which correlates to the popularity of the sport. They really do.
100%.
People want to see knockouts.
100%.
And the characters and the personalities in George Foreman, Mike Tyson, Lennox Lewis, Buster Douglas.
Even the second
Razor Ruddock.
Ray
Frank
Mercer.
Bruno.
Ray Mercer, Tommy Morrison. There was so much going on.
Peter McNeely.
Yeah.
There were so many characters and
Bruce
good
Seldon.
fighters. Totally. And now, the heavyweight division for forever now has just been changed.
Now it's getting interesting though again. This Joshua Wilder fight, like everybody wants.
I love Joshua.
Yeah.
I watched that documentary on him on Netflix. He's, well spoken, interesting. And also, you got to watch the documentary if you like. Even if you don't like boxing, you have to watch the documentary. I've never seen a guy, an athlete, so calm and chilled out the day of a fight. Like, how do you think you would be the day of a fight? Morning of, waking up?
It's so weird you said that. The only thing that even remotely comes close in my life to that kind of feeling is when I speak in front of 5, 10, 15,000 people when I give speeches.
Right.
Like, some of these guys know, like, I'm not even thinking about the speech a minute before I'm going on stage. I'm actually hyper normally, and I get calmer on bigger things. Like when I do, even when the way my career started was I had a YouTube wine show, and I get a random email from the Conan O'Brien show that says, we want you on the Conan O'Brien show. And I said, okay. And I go do the Conan show. I've never been on television. We did not rehearse. We're doing a 6-minute skit on wine with Conan, who's like a top flight dude. And honestly, it was, it's funny, I saw that in the Joshua doc. Like, I understand that. That's how I am. I'm actually super hyper and high energy normally, but the closer I get to something super important, I go down.
It's amazing. And he's just like that. I mean, he's out playing soccer with his buddies in the field. They're going on like little jogs. They're just clowning around.
The work's been done.
Yeah,
like if you're,
everything's
like,
in the tank.
Like a big fight that you've been like 12, 15 weeks, or like when I speak, it's about what I do. Like the work's been done.
Yeah, no, it's true, and he kind of embodies that, and he's a talent. He's not an American talent, so I don't know how many people in this country know.
Yeah, people are starting to know because that fight is big.
Yeah.
When the light goes on a morning show, GMA, this kind of stuff, game day, all these kind of different things you do, you get how close of a replication is being on live television to playing football?
It's sudden, it's instant. There is definitely a buzz. You don't have the fear of being injured or being chased, right? You wake up feeling a lot better in this job.
Yeah.
But I think that's one thing all athletes. I think that's one thing we all struggle with after playing is how can I find that rush? What can I do? What job can I find? What can I do that's going to give me that
What about
that
the
buzz?
heights of playing at such a crazy program like Florida and then going into the league and having to back up? Was that transition tough?
No, no. I mean, you're a competitor. You want to play, but I don't know. It's
you
sort
were
of
used to it because you did freshman year at Florida as well, kind of thing.
Yeah, and I sat for some time at Florida as well.
Yeah.
So it wasn't just like I was like Trevor Lawrence from Clemson right out of the gate. You're just going. So
What about Trevor's hair?
It's legendary. Doesn't it have his own Twitter account?
Probably.
I think his hair does.
Dude, that kid feels. It's been
like
a walk.
is that the closest lock you can say at quarterback
It's
that
funny.
you've seen?
Back to lock. The last time I felt completely on lock was Andrew Luck, right? Like lock.
Yeah.
Like I was like that guy. Like definitely. Like that's what this guy. This guy's 2 years away from the draft still.
I know. I mean, I was at the national championship game watching him, and against the defense of that caliber in Alabama, and just the throws he was making and the small windows on time, and just his understanding and reading coverages, his feel, and his poise too. Listen, I mean, I played as a true freshman also, and I mean, this guy virtually never had a freshman moment from the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
That's the thing about him that's so crazy. And what's crazy about college football now is that we're seeing more and more freshman quarterbacks come right out of high school and have immediate success.
Because everybody's, I mean, this whole world. Like, now that it's funny, I grew up in Jersey. No college football culture. Like, I watched more college football in the last 2 years than I did in my entire life combined because now I'm like watching kids that we're trying to recruit.
Right.
But now that I've learned that whole world, it's because kids are 11 years old going into these Elite 11 and what's going on. These 12, 13, 14. JT Daniels is a junior in high school and skips his senior year of high school to
started at USC.
He started at USC as not even he was supposed to be a senior in high school.
I know, it's crazy.
Now he had a lot of freshman moments, but still
still USC.
It's crazy.
It should be in high school. No, it's true. I mean, yes, everyone's getting bigger, stronger, faster, smarter. But coaching's so much better.
Smarter.
The coaching in high school now is so much better.
They're watching film in 7th grade for real. And video games and all sorts of shit.
Football's changing too.
100%.
I mean, as we go more to spread and up tempo, I mean, and it's kind of trickling.
And you can't touch quarterbacks the same way.
It's different. It's totally different.
People used to be able to pile drive you.
Oh, dude, if you go back to the games I started in the NFL, I got speared in consecutive, targeting calls, guaranteed guys getting tossed and fined.
If a jet is within a yard of Tom Brady, we get a flag. That's just the way it is. It's a game sport.
It's the Jordan rules.
Yeah, 100,000 trillion.
How excited are you, by the way, about Le'Veon Bell?
Very. Very. Mainly because I'm disproportionately excited about Sam Darnold. And I feel like anything...
Love Sam.
It's the reason the Adam Gase hiring is off the charts for me. Secretly, and I think Gase did a much better job in Miami than people realize. 2, he is absolutely a quarterback guru. Like, people don't look at data. People like to say, oh, with Manning, it's easy. Yeah, but John Kitna's best year, Gaze. Like, you know, look what Brock Osweiler last year. These guys have data. There's a reason Gaze's system, like, works. I think he's a big-time quarterback guy. Of course, I hope he's Pete Carroll and Belichick second time around kind of stuff. But if nothing else, after 3 or 4 years under Gaze, Darnold should progress dramatically. And if you can bring somebody like Le'Veon,
Totally.
right? And Crowder too,
It
by
takes
the way.
so much pressure off of a second-year quarterback.
A slot receiver in this NFL game
Yeah.
matters. And they signed a big-time guy from Washington with Crowder. Like, I'm excited. I'm
Yeah.
excited. I'm devastated they didn't address the center position. Not that, you know, that was my big one-off season, kind of like, but that's where I'm at with that. We got questions?
You do.
All right, let's get one. Let's see what people want to. Jesse, do you know Jordan Palmer?
Yes, actually, oftentimes get
People call me Jordan.
Well, it's funny, no joke. This is not a joke. I'm super close with him because of the new thing, and you guys both came into my life at the same time. And like sometimes, like when I like went to call him the other day, I like remember being like super not that I would have been pumped to call you, like you know, like hey brother, but like yeah, it's super like you guys timing wise is pretty interesting too, right? Because he was looking for like 8 or 9. Like, are you guys around the same age? He's a little older, right?
A little bit younger.
Oh, younger.
Younger, yeah. No, Carson's younger brother.
Huh. He's good people.
He's great,
He's
and
good
he's
people.
like guruing.
Yeah, that's where he's going.
coaching.
Who's this?
Hello.
Hey, guy. Hey, it's Gary Vaynerchuk. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Who's this? I'm sorry, I didn't catch.
My name's Tarz. T-A-R-Z, kind of like Tarzan.
Tars, it's a real pleasure. Say what's up to Jesse.
Thank you. Hey, what's up, man?
Charles, what's up, brother?
Not much, man. I'm kind of in shock right now.
Well, it's real. This is what happens when you put your phone number in. We actually grab some of them and call. So, what's your question, brother?
Well, I'm trying to think of a way. I have kind of an entrepreneurial idea that I'm planning to start that has to do with the sport of motocross. And there's a guy that lives in the same state I live in, which I'm in Minnesota. The sport's primarily based in Southern California. But there's a guy that lives fairly close to me that's very famous, and I'm trying to talk to him. Just some things I've heard him say on interviews tells me I think he'd be interested in what I'm trying to do. So, without being like invasive, I want to try to set up an interview with him.
Tars, this is a very simple equation. The number one mistake that's happening in the business culture today is that people are trying to go to very busy people who have a lot of leverage, who are being asked for things every day, and they're asking them for something else as well. You need to reverse engineer this person. You have them because you've been looking at his interviews to figure out that he's going to be interested. What you need to do is figure out how to reverse engineer him and bring him value first, because you're not going to have leverage any other way. If, for example, let me give you a great comp. I hate that I have a lot of empathy to sell, because I know smart people are going to prey on me right now because they know I want to sell a lot of wine, and so they're going to email me and say, "Hey, I'll buy 100 cases of empathy, right? So that's $24,000, right?
Yeah.
I'll buy 100 cases of empathy if you do X." And that X request, which is whether it be on their podcast, have them come in and pitch me something, introduce them, they're going to ask me something that normally I would never do, even if they offered me $200,000 in cash for. But because they've been paying attention to me and realize I have a short-term agenda to make this thing successful, they're going to be able to, and this has already happened like 11 times, they're going to be able to get me for $24,000 a yes versus $200,000 no, because they're paying attention to what brings me the most value right now, and that is to sell cases of empathy wine. You need to see if he's in a situation right now where you can bring him value, not what brings you value. The end. That is the game of alphas. You can't get to an alpha unless you figure out that she or he needs something right now, and you strike on that thing. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah, it makes total sense. How would you think to go about approaching the person, like through social media or sending them a letter?
By the way, all of that. By the way, the answer is yes to everything. Send him a letter, send him a DM on social, find his email and send him an email. But you got a second. In the title of the email, you have to say, "I want to buy 4 of those from you," or "I want to give you 1,000 hours of free service," or "I see that you have this event and I would like to donate to it." Like, you have to go, you got a second, and that second has to communicate that you want to do something for them. It is the only way you get to alphas. Jess, how do you see that in culture? You've been around, the top in entertainment and sports. Do you see those nuances to be true?
I think
Does that make
so.
sense
Yeah.
to you?
Well, yeah. And I think people, especially in today's modern age, I think have a lot of ADD. They don't have a very
Too
long,
much content.
a very long attention span. And I think athletes, certainly business executives that always have, that are always on the go. I think that's absolutely true for them. So doing whatever you can do to catch their attention, I think is
And the way to
critical.
catch attention is to bring value. I'm telling you, it's value. You have to figure out what that value is, though, right? Like it's really funny. I'd rather somebody buy $24,000 worth of empathy than give me $100,000 in cash right this minute. That's just real. Because I'm trying to build a long-term brand. I'm giving people the unlock. I've said no to $200,000 speeches recently. Just no. But I've said yes to a $150,000 speech because it was all in wine. And it was less convenient for me. But I wanted with the wine. You got to figure out what the trigger point is.
Okay.
All right. Good luck, bro. Thanks, Cars.
Thanks.
Yeah, I think that's what, it's really fascinating. Let's go another one. You got to figure out what makes somebody tick right now. I'm sure that's how you evaluate options all the time, right?
Yeah, I guess so. I don't understand the wine business or necessarily selling things, but I know just time is money and it's valuable to a lot of people, and they need.
It's also interest, right?
Yeah.
If you love food and somebody offers, if you have an option to go to France for a business thing, but they're also going to take you to three-star Michelins during that 2-day period.
Yeah,
or
at least I'll read the email. Yeah, for sure.
Reverse engineer the person.
That hurts me.
And don't ever email me saying that you're going to help me buy the New York Jets. That's the quickest way I delete an email. I hear it too often. I'll take care of that part. Buy empathy.
Remember that New York Jets thing, that junket in England with the...
Hello?
Anthony?
Speaking.
This is Gary Vaynerchuk, and you're on with Jesse Palmer on the Ask Gary Vee show.
Hey, Gary. How are you, brother? What's going on?
Life is good. Please say hello to Jesse.
Hey, Jesse. How are you, brother? What's going on?
Doing awesome, man. How you doing?
It's the same thing. It was amazing. What's your question, bro?
Well, basically, I'm over 60, and I follow you like nobody's business. I'm a life coach. I'm in the health and wellness field. I'm a tax accountant. I'm trying to target guys in my age bracket to get them to speak to me. I'm trying to figure out a way to get in front of these guys on a regular basis using social media. How do I approach them? I'm excited about my life. I want them to get excited about theirs and maybe get off the dime and do a little something for themselves.
Well, the first problem is when one is trying to get in front of somebody and provide a service, you're trying to get in front of them because I assume you want them to pay you to be their coach, right? Which makes sense.
Ultimately, yes, down the road, sure. I want to create value for them, of course.
But
first.
But I will tell you right now, the biggest vulnerability of your model is you have to mentally get into a place where you want to give without the expectation of converting them, because that is the number one thing that humans sense.
100%.
Humans subconsciously, bro. How long have you been passionate about this space?
Oh my God, at least 15 years.
Great. So then, and how long have you known about me?
About you?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I've been following you for 5 or 6 or 7 at least.
So somewhere about 5 or 6 or 7 at least years ago, what you probably realized is, this guy feels a little bit different. And maybe it didn't happen right away, but at some point you realized that somebody else that talks about mindset and strategy and things of that nature, probably in the beginning you're like, where's the other shoe? Like, what's Gary selling?
Oh yeah, 100%. I was waiting for the blog cost, the book, the $1,000 seminar, and then it happened. You blew my mind.
That's what I want you to do.
100%.
I want you to realize the reason that I have so much leverage and sit at the top of a lot of things is because I actually give without expectation. If you want these guys to get off their ass and change their life, you need them to know 100% in their heart that that's actually what you want, not that you want them to get off their ass, go to their wallet, grab a credit card, and give you some of their money.
Fantastic, Gary. I appreciate that. You're going to make it happen.
All right, brother, listen to me, because I don't want to let you go, because it's an important moment. This is very important. The reason most people who want to be coaches, Guru, all this stuff, they lose because people can sense that the other shoe is going to drop, and then the other shoe does drop. And as a matter of fact, a lot of you that are making content on social, the shoe drops within the first minute. Look, 90% of us aren't, 97% of us are not super ridiculously attractive like Jesse and can just roll up on somebody and be like, you want to hook up? He had the ability to do that, and that still doesn't work 9 out of 10 times because it's not how humans work. Do you understand?
Yeah, he's a dude, man. I can't compete with Jesse usually.
It never worked for me either.
And so
generally when waiting in dark spaces, preferably
right. Yeah, right. Fucking quarterback of Florida looking like Jesse. Do you understand what must be going on there? Like, anyway, nonetheless, listen to me. Everybody's trying to close these guys and get a piece of their dollars. Go numb and make pretend none of them are ever going to pay you, and you're okay with that. Do that for 1 year. Hold your breath to what you've always done your whole life. Go completely the other way for 1 year and just fucking give it to them. As hard as you can. Give them value, advice, ideas. Give without expectation. You will end up in a totally different financial place long term. Mark my fucking words.
I'm looking forward to it, guys. I'm taking that. I'm doing that now. Doing a lot of free stuff online, a lot of social media.
No. You're giving free stuff with the hope and the ambition that it's a funnel to a conversion.
Gotcha. Okay. You get that.
So that's what you're doing. And guess what?
Okay.
99% of the people on the other side can feel it.
Oh.
Give content away for free because you want the legacy of the kind of emails that I get every day, and then you'll realize that you'll have the leverage for things that you may need for yourself, and it's going to feel 10,000 times better.
I love it, Gary. It's awesome stuff.
All right, brother. Good luck. It's a really important thing in that space.
I think so too. I just think for anybody, I just think people can sense when you're not being genuine.
The end.
That's all. I think as football players, when there's a coach, it's before a game, you're getting ready to go out, and they want you to run through a wall. But if they're just selling you coach speak, there were so many times I think as players, in critical moments of games, 2-minute situations, 4th and 1s, goal line scenarios. When you get that talk, even if it's me, a quarterback in the huddle, trying to get everybody to buy in, if you don't really, really want it, I mean, they'll know.
I couldn't agree with you.
They'll know. And I think that's in a lot of different industries and a lot of different...
It's humans.
Yeah.
It's absolutely...
Absolutely.
Yep. It's humans.
It's human behavior.
I couldn't agree with you more. Yeah, man. I really believe in that stuff. I just can't believe you're only winning with the bottom 1%.
Reed from Atlanta.
This better not be.
If
this is Reed Bergman, I'm going to hang up this case. Okay, good.
Everybody's
At least I don't think so.
big.
Yeah.
I hope it is.
Reed Guthrie.
All right.
Reed, voicemail, Reed Guthrie with Atlanta Fine Homes, Sotheby's International Realty. Please leave a message and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you.
Reed, it's Gary Vaynerchuk. Unfortunately, you're not by your phone and you missed a moment in your life that you would have probably been pretty excited about. That's too bad, but that's how the cookie crumbles. We will not be picking up your call when you call back. So take this L and think about how we got here. Reed, I'm sorry we didn't get you, bro, but have a great day. We're moving on. Jeff, what has been the most interesting thing about one of the things that I find very fascinating about television is it's sometimes very slow, right? Live morning stuff is fast, game day stuff is fast, but like I'm sure Bachelor or other things you do, like longer cycles. Mm-hmm. Does that speed bother you as somebody who's like do you like fast? Do you
like going fast.
So
one of the things
was that like, would you sit in your trailer and be like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah. Well, it like one of the things we always say.
This is literally
Andrew Sturt knows all about this.
Sure,
one of the big things in entertainment and TV is just hurry up and wait. You've heard that,
dude.
Where they rush you to get you in your clothes, put your makeup on, get you all your notes, and then you're just chilling.
The single biggest vacation in the history of my life was doing Planet of the Apps. I was there for 2 weeks filming, and it was a vacation. I hated it.
No, I like to go. I like to walk on the set and just go. That's why live TV is great, because if you screw up, you got to kind of stumble.
Have you ever had any screw up on TV?
Nothing.
You haven't cursed?
No, but I had a bad one once. Which went mostly unnoticed, I think.
Like, who's this?
Swardeek.
Swardeek?
Yes.
Massachusetts. The 617.
Boston.
Yeah, I know. Swardeek, the first Patriot. Please don't answer Swardeek.
You have reached the voicemail box of 617-447-6404.
Is that right?
At the tone, please record your voice message. When you are finished recording, you may hang up or press pound for more options.
What if it's the other guy?
Alright, let's answer. Swardeek?
Yes.
It's Gary Vaynerchuk with Jesse Palmer.
Oh my God! Thank you so much for calling me. Oh my, this is amazing. Thank you.
Swardeek, are you a Patriots fan?
Sadly, yes, I am.
Now's the time to lie.
I'm sorry, Swardeek. You're a Dave. Alright, he's going to call back, I'm sure. I'll talk with you because I'm sure he's going to call. Yes, I was curious. I wanted to ask you about that. And so, real quick, back to social because I'm sure Swardeek's going to call in a second. What's your favorite platform right now? What's coming out?
Instagram.
You love
I'm just more visual.
Yeah. And what about Twitter? Are you using it?
I have it. I don't use it as much.
What do you use it to consume at all?
A little bit, yes.
Like news, like people you follow, like sports, stuff like that?
Yep.
Alright, I want to call back.
We can ask this question.
No, I'm going to call him. What's it?
617-447-6404.
I respect that he didn't call back, so I want to.
Better pick up.
He's already
He
jumped
likes
off
to
the
just
ledge.
call back. He doesn't like picking up.
Hey,
Swardeek, sorry, bad service. Bad service.
It's like he runs outside and then runs back in. He's like out of breath.
That's the reason.
Yeah. All right, dude. What's your question?
Thank you for having me on. A couple of questions. So, number one, I've seen a shit ton of your IGTV stuff on. Is that because you are putting more on IGTV, or is it just because Instagram is previewing the IGTV stuff?
Me and the team strategically believe that Instagram is organically allowing IGTV posts and native posts to get more organic reach. So I've been doubling down and posting 2 IGTVs a day because the numbers show me that it's getting more organic awareness, and I want to see that hypothesis through. And right now I believe that to be true because I think it's in IG's vested interest to have IGTV work, and this is the way they plan on doing it.
And so I see a lot for your IGTV posts that you are, so sometimes you do the rotate to see the screen and sometimes you do like a full straight up and down. Is there something that you're getting better results with, or does it not matter depending on the actual content?
I'm not sure. I haven't gone back and looked yet at the data on the rotated versus not. Have you looked at it, Andy?
Rotate is no bueno.
Rotate is bad?
Yeah, but it's also because it's a repetitive nature that people understand now and they zoom by it.
Understood. So Andy, who leads our team, is saying the official answer is rotate is bad. Which makes me, by the way, it is so crazy how countercultural I am. Literally, as he was talking, like, okay, I want to triple down on rotate.
But it's also like... But
literally, it's crazy. It's
I've
crazy
seen
that
in my feed 4 or 5 people have rotate your phone almost exactly. You've done it thinking like that is the religion of how you should do IGTV.
Everything. That's like the beauty of us.
No, I know,
That's
but I
our
also think
life.
it speaks to why. Like,
by the way, that is my dream. My dream, I keep telling everybody, watch what I'm doing. So I'm flat. I've seen it too. I'm pumped. Keep going, brother. Anything else?
Yeah. One thing about IGTV, I see that you're reusing your content a bunch. Is that working as well, or is it the new content strictly for IGTV? And are you making specific IGTV content, or is it all just reusing now and like this is my favorite post from whatever?
The data of the YouTube videos that most over-indexed it, we decided to take the 50 best YouTube videos from a viewership standpoint and make them our first test against the IGTV platform, just to get a sense, because we know from a creative standpoint the content resonates, and so that's why we're doing that right now.
Okay, that's perfect. Thank you so much for all of that. This question is for both of you. So I'm huge in sports. I love, as you know, I'm a Pac fan. Love the Celtics, go Seas. But my question is nowadays, because YouTube and all of like ESPN and First Take and all that stuff have their mini clips on YouTube. Do you guys think that ESPN long form, on sitting down on the TV, like watching it full through, is dead? Because I have, like, since first thing is on YouTube, since ESPN is on YouTube, I don't think I've turned on my television to watch any sports content on TV in maybe 6 months yet.
I think it's a trend I think all networks are starting to see, and I think you're going to start seeing years down the road, I think Amazon and different streaming services like this, actually ESPN's even come out recently, obviously, with the ESPN Plus app. So